I know I said I wasn't going to do any more Assassin's Creed Unity, but I just want to use this footage for one thing I have to talk about. I was going to record some Assassin's Creed Brothers, but I wouldn't have had the time because obviously plug in Elgato, find a match, play well, record it all, make sure the sound level is good, blah blah blah. Anyway, this is me. This I guess you could call this a response, really. Now, several days ago, a YouTuber by the name of The Voice, in collaboration with, I suppose, a friend and another Assassin's Creed YouTuber called, I can't remember his name. I feel like such a douche. I can't remember his name. I think it's something like the Deadly Sin. Anyway, they essentially made a 17-minute video where they explained that they actually want to make a petition to Ubisoft to bring back the multiplayer and to really work on it, to actually do what a good game developer or a good company, a good game studio should do, and actually release a fully polished product. Now, I watched the video, I listened to the cases that they made, I signed up for it because I identified with most of the cases they made. But I'm going to say this now, I don't think they're taking it far enough. I don't feel that they're actually really, really, like, sure, a petition is all well and good. I mean, in the right circumstances and the right situation, a petition can really turn a tide. It can really change opinions. That's what I was trying to get at. Or it can really open eyes to certain things. Now, obviously, this isn't a major global issue where we're going to have mass demonstrations out in the street saying, "Give us Assassin's Creed multiplayer!" You know? So, obviously, I understand the whole notion of not going overboard in terms of how you try to gain the attention of these developers. But I still think just a petition is too minimalist. It's still too very minimalist. Like, yes, you can send a petition where X amount of signatures will be signed and then it will be sent off to whichever Ubisoft developing team or whichever head developer at Ubisoft they wish to send it to. But you gotta do more than this. You've really got to get in their faces. You've really got to badger these people. Like, here's the thing. They'll probably see a petition. It'll probably have some effect. I'm not denying it's not going to have any effect. All I'm saying is, I don't think it'll have as much effect as everyone is hoping it will. Or as The Voice is hoping it will. You gotta do more. Now, Ubisoft has a lot of Facebook pages. There's a lot of Assassin's Creed Victory, not even Victory, there's a lot of Assassin's Creed Unity, a lot of Assassin's Creed fan pages. There's the official Ubisoft pages on Facebook. There's also their Twitter pages. You can most likely find the Twitter accounts of all the developers. And they're probably on other forms of social networking. If you really want to hit the point home, if you really want to slam the nail on its head with this hammer that we're using, get in their faces. Tell them, tell these developers directly, tell Ubisoft directly, we want this, we want it. But also, I did mention this in the comment to the video, and I'll pretty much just say what I said in the comment. We live in a capitalist society. Now, obviously, I'm not going to really run you through how capitalism, the full intricacies of how capitalism works, because this is not a politics class, but rather a gaming video. But simply put like this, when you deny capitalists their money, when you deny capitalists their capital, when you deny companies large profits and large amounts of money so they can make profits, they will take notice. They will listen. Because then they will realize they don't. Corporations and companies don't really care for you. They're like dogs. Dogs are only loyal to you because they want food. Capitalists only suck up to you and only try to be your friend or pretend to be your friend because they want your money. The same goes for AAA studios. Now, I'm not saying every single person or every single employee in any way, shape, or form who works for Ubisoft is a dirty capitalist who only cares about making money in life and doesn't care about, say, helping human beings or giving human beings quality products. But the heads of these companies, that's what they care about. And they will notice when we don't buy victory. You really want to send a message to say that we're not mucking about? Avoid Unity. Even if you're someone that loves the story for Assassin's Creed, like myself, but if you love the multiplayer, even if you love the story a lot, if you're very invested in it, but if you want to see the multiplayer return, avoid victory. Really slam it home into their face. In fact, as much as it'll pain me to say it now, because the early Assassin's Creed releases were actually sick, Assassin's Creed 1, Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. In fact, don't buy them. You know, essentially detox Assassin's Creed out, and then they will notice. They will eventually notice when they're saying, none of the Assassin's Creed games are getting sold. But you gotta have a sound strategy of how you're gonna do this. You can't just blindly, I'll say, boycott this and then do a petition here. You've got to have a strategy if you want to really talk to these companies. First of all, you grab them by the horns. You take away their money. Obviously, without their money, their ears will become more open. That's when you make the petition. So I would actually say, hold off from the petition. Really, let's work on rallying the Assassin's Creed community against victory. And I talk about the multiplayer community because obviously, as the voice and her friend pointed out, there's two elements to Assassin's Creed, single player and multiplayer. But as I pointed out in my main comment, which I said Shenmue36 beautifully said, Assassin's Creed was built from the ground up to be a story-driven game. Multiplayer was just a bonus, so it's not the biggest mode. Story mode is still the biggest mode in terms of Assassin's Creed. So that's why we've really got to work on drumming up as the maximum amount of support we can for the multiplayer. That's why we've really got to work on, in fact, raising the status of the multiplayer community. Then we boycott victory. They will listen. Then Ubisoft will begin to listen. They'll have to pay attention to us then. And we say, then we make the petition, take the game back, or just work on the game. It's it's all about opinion. It's all about public opinion. If you can rally, or not public opinion, popular opinion. If you can rally popular opinion against said idea or said product, you'll have a greater chance at achieving your goals. Just in the same way, if you can rally popular opinion for a product, like people like Luma do. I understand he's pretty much paid by Ubisoft just to say Assassin's Creed is good and it's only ever getting better. If you're sick and tired of this, Don't stay silent, like, even if it's in terms of comments. Like, actually get out there, go onto Ubisoft forums and say, no, I'm sick and tired of this. I'm sick and tired of this. You're making bad games. I pay for your products, and I expect better quality. That's what you have to do. You have to really raise your voice. One man shouting is like a mice scurrying along the floor, but 1,000 men talking is like an army marching. Let's raise that army. Let us raise up that army so that if we really want Assassin's Creed multiplayer to come back to form like it was back in Brotherhood, let's raise the army and let's start speaking. As for me, I'm going to stop speaking for now, and I'll most likely do more Assassin's Creed Brotherhood and Loadout and Battlefield. Until then, say goodbye to you.